On August 29, I took a relatively long path all the way to Dresden from Münster. I started off taking a train that would go from Münster to Berlin and then take a Flix train from Berlin to Dresden. When I was on the train to Berlin, I was just looking at the map, trying to see what I would do for the weekend, because most of the time when I go in cities, I don't have a plan. I just kind of go there for fun, explore, but that's kind of the fun part for me, at least, that I really enjoyed. I saw that Prague was relatively close from Dresden, and like Czechia was like, it's very close, like the border to Czechia. So I decided to just look and see if I could potentially go to Prague. And I found a bus, like a direct bus from Dresden to Czechia, and decided to do it and go on August 30th, do a day trip to Prague. The bus to Prague started pretty early, just a little bit before 8 a.m. and it was a Flix bus for 2 hours. It wasn't really the most comfortable, but it did lead me to Prague, which was what matters. And when I arrived to the city, it was around 10 a.m., something of the sorts, and just kind of explored, went around, went to go grab breakfast as well, and just kind of just roam around near the bus station. Decided to go to one of the park where there, I don't really know the park, but where there's like a little tower called the Petron Tower, and just kind of went all on top of it. It was nice. It gave a pretty nice view of the city, and it was just pretty beautiful. Took a few pictures and videos, and yeah. Afterward, I went to the Charles Bridge, which is a very popular bridge. Probably see a lot of pictures from there. When it comes to Prague, kind of walked around, just like roaming around the city and. Also going to like the square, where there's that one clock that everyone takes pictures at, and that was pretty cool. I then realized that when I was like a few years ago, I used to watch this YouTuber called Honest Guide, where he would essentially do a lot of guides about the city of Prague because he's from there, and just like kind of things, what scams to avoid. There was a lot of scam videos that he would like kind of expose, and also like kind of like some guides about like what are some underrated things of the city, and that kind of led me to some stuff such as going under like a tunnel and going to see like another nice view of Prague that would be free. And then this kind of led me to going to a war museum. And the nice thing about it is it was completely free to enter and to go. It was nice. Just had to pay $1 for a locker because I couldn't use my bag. But it was insane. It was honestly the best war museum I've personally went to. I went to a few, just kind of like different cities, but like this was fantastic. A lot of things about different type of period of time with war, even like pre-World War, back in like medieval time as well, but also like there was a lot of an expose about the First and the Second World War, which was insane. It blew my mind because I felt like this museum was just not finishing, and definitely worth it. I was unable to finish the rest of it because it was closing time, but I got almost to all of it, and yeah, I can't recommend it enough to go there. I also went to the Prague Castle, where just like kind of the outside, just roaming around there. It was a little bit like, I think it was maybe a little after 5 p.m. or 6 or something like that of the sort. So like the sun was starting to settle down. It was like very beautiful. The lighting was awesome. Just kind of like looking around, just walking, and just like the city is just so beautiful. It was insane. And just taking the tram kind of like a lot of places of the city just for fun, and also like just looking at it. And yeah. Afterward, I then took a train from Prague to Dresden to go back to my hostel, where I arrived a little bit late, around like 11 p.m. to Dresden. And then, yeah. Prague was definitely worth visiting. I kind of wish I could, I would have gone for a few more days, although I was limited on time. But it was super worth it. It was super beautiful, great city. It was real, like the alcohol there is insanely cheap. And just like things over there too is just cheaper than like some place of Germany. And yeah, definitely worth it. And I just enjoy like roaming around the city and just walking, taking the tram, just kind of going everywhere around the city. Just looking at the beautiful city. The next day, on August 31st, I decided to explore Dresden this time, and just kind of walking around near the river, where most of like the picturesque kind of like part of the city is, and it was like just super beautiful, like just the nice building, kind of walking around, just the river is just, the city there was just kind of phenomenal to just look at. It's just insanely beautiful. I decided to take a tour of the fortress, the Dresden fortress, which was really cool. You had like earphones, and there was like projector on the wall, kind of like showing a little bit of things, and there was sort of a story going on um, a little bit showing like the underground of the fortress, which was like pretty cool to see. The city was pretty lively downtown, where like a lot of horse carriage was going, a lot of people playing music, and it's beautiful. It was a good vibe, and yeah. One thing I like walked upon was they had a Canadian steakhouse restaurant, which was really interesting. Because I was looking at the menu and it kind of is, but there was also, I wonder the legitimacy of it. I didn't go to it. I should have, but it was like I looked at the price and it was a little bit more expensive than I wanted to pay for. So later that day, I decided to just rent a bike and go along the river, just like taking a bunch of like photo with my videos on GoPro, and just kind of roaming around, just having a good time, just biking. Just it was nice looking at the a little bit of the outside of the city, and yeah. I was also able to walk around the Dresden Zweige, which was pretty cool. It's just like super beautiful kind of everywhere. And yeah, I just took a bunch of pictures. I just did not too much in this video, but I took a lot of pictures there. It was really beautiful. Afterward, I did not do too much. I kind of just relaxed in the main area near the river, just taking a bunch of pictures, kind of roaming around, just admiring the building. It was just couldn't get over how insanely beautiful that city was, and yeah, it's just so nice. So that weekend was like very nice, quite relaxed, just kind of roaming around, walking, looking at the city. But the return trip back home was not it. It was not relaxed at all. The problem is, I just didn't really understand. Maybe it was just because it's a Sunday thing, but like getting back to Münster on a Sunday was just, or at least Sunday at night, was just not very, let's say, accessible or like possible. What I essentially did was I took like kind of a cheaper option as well, but it was also probably the worst option. I can't remember exactly what were the options, but I essentially started by just taking a regional train from Dresden and going to Leipzig. And then from Leipzig, I had a layover of like almost like 50 minutes, where I then took a S train from Leipzig to Halle. And that was a bit stressful because even though S trains are usually a bit like reliable on time, it was a little bit late and I only had a 7-minute layover to then take another regional train at midnight from Halle to Magdeburg, which then I had a little bit of a layover. But even I was supposed to only have a 30-minute layover to catch a train that was supposed to be at 11:48. I remember that train was like 2 hours late, and that was painful. I was at this the train station. There was no like no seating available for anyone because there was a lot of people still there, and I just kind of sat on the ground and decided to take a snooze and put my bag around me. And at like midnight to 1, or even I think it was something up to like 3 or 4 a.m. something like I can't remember exactly, but I just remember that train being late. One of the funny thing is there was one thing that kind of woke me up from my sleep on the ground of the train station was one guy going to the train, looking at the time and seeing that the bus was late, and just yelling "Scheiße!" like, just and kind of like pretty loud, kind of at the train station. Finally, the train came, and I was super freaking tired. But I did take an ICE train from Magdeburg all the way to Ham, and I slept for like 3 hours in that train straight. I had an alarm that was supposed to wake me up just like 10 minutes before getting to Ham, which is what I usually do when I sleep on trains. But then I decided to press the snooze button, like a real genius. And then we went past Ham. And then so I realized that as soon as the train started leaving the Ham train station, and I was just like, crap. But it was not a big deal, because like what I would just do is just go to the next train station, which was not super far away, and then I would take a train from there, just finding a random one that would lead me to Münster. But what I think I actually did is I had a train that I would have to go back to Ham and then take a train from Ham to Münster. And it was like, I think I came back at like something like 7 or 8 a.m. And I was super tired. And I decided to just like kind of I decided to go to my dorm, change, shower really quick. Then I had to go to work right away, to the lab. So, in summary, that weekend there was a lot of travel. I was able to do quite a lot of travel, going from Münster, Berlin, Dresden to Prague, back to Dresden, Leipzig, Halle, Magdeburg, Ham, Münster. So there was a lot. The Prague and Dresden was super beautiful, definitely worth going checking, although the ride to go back home was absolutely painful and tiring. But I'd say it was 100% worth doing that.